mental practice, how to do it, and why it's more effective even than normal practice on the clarinet. So it's scientifically proven, there are many studies based on this subject, that practice, especially mental practice, forms the new pathways that we build during practice more efficiently, actually much more efficiently than practice with the actual instrument. Therefore, it might be that if learning a new piece, studying 10 minutes mentally, imagining your fingers, imagining the articulation, imagining the airflow, imagining your posture, imagining the resistance of the clarinet, imagining the phrasing, okay? All of those things just happen in your head. It might be that 10 minutes of this kind of practice will actually be as effective as 2 hours of the actual practice with the instrument. So, I mean, why do I even say actual practice? Because for me, mental practice is not even less than actual practice. It is actually superior than actual practice. Yeah, so I'm really an advocate that every musician and everyone that wants to take the instrument seriously adds at least some mental practice every day to the session. Yeah, so if you have just 1 hour, you might be much better off practicing 10 minutes mentally and 50 minutes on the instrument rather than 60 minutes with the instruments. Or if you're a professional musician in the university and you're blasting 6 hours a day, okay, in your practice room, then why not 1 hour purely mentally, where you imagine how your fingers move, you imagine the airflow, you imagine the phrasing, you imagine the color in your head. Yeah, there were many times actually I had to learn a new piece. Then I just decided, for example, in a long car ride or in the airplane, to take my iPad, take the notes, and imagine the fingers, imagine the whole piece, go through it like this. Yeah, sometimes you see, even in trains, yeah, you see violin players that play like this on their arm. That's not because they have a mental problem, it's because they are practicing mentally. Yeah, they are imagining how it feels to play their instrument. Okay, and in these airplane practice sessions, basically, there was a funny thing that happened, because once I landed after 1 hour, and then in the hotel room or at home, I took my instrument again, I was literally able to play the piece without any prior practice. It was a completely new piece. So actually, I think for everyone, if you're getting a new piece, don't touch your instrument. Don't touch your instrument before you at least half an hour looked at the notes, looked at each rhythm, looked at the phrasings, looked at the articulations, and imagined it as if you would be playing the instrument. Yeah, so I will explain a bit further how this works. Let's take, for example, the orchestral excerpt Midsummer Night's Dream by Mendelssohn. Yeah, so very, very difficult excerpt on the clarinet, and I will show you how it looks when I practice it mentally. So what you're basically doing is you're replicating the airflow, you are also replicating an articulation, and you are replicating the movements of your fingers on the clarinet. Yet, so this is much harder than if you would actually have the clarinet in your hand, to just imagine how it would feel to press the right keys. It feels much weirder and much harder, but the connections in the brain form much stronger, so it's very useful to do it. Yeah, so, and you're practicing the posture, you're practicing the in-breath even. Yeah, so I went, So 2 bars in breath, I replicated this. I replicated the phrasing, yeah. Yeah. I replicated also the articulation. I did exactly the double tongue and the single tongue that I like to do in this excerpt. And I replicated also the airflow that I would like to achieve by just blowing air all the time and having it ready in my mouth cavity at all times. So yeah, and like this, you practice so many, not so many, like all aspects of the music. Like the last aspect is just to grab the clarinet and play the excerpt, yeah. And then the last step of mental practice is to actually sing it. Yeah, so you will go imagining all those things, but also sing the thing while you're doing it. Yeah, so you'll go. Yeah, and then you will try to find the emotions, the characters, and all of those things that you want to achieve with the music you are doing. Yeah, so I hope you liked today's video, and I hope you will try from now on in your practice to put a little bit of mental practice in each day and see how the improvement changes over time. If you would like a free 30 minutes trial lesson together with me, please sign up via the link down in the description below. By the way, I have an amazing exercise for scales as a warm-up. If you want to learn how this exercise works, please watch this video here right now. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks, bye.